And what did you do? You fought for your country, and then you fled the second you had an opportunity. Izzy,
Well,
you're
I'll
courageous.
try to have a price on
Good
my
job.
head.
And you hate your fucking father. So who hates who?
I actually love him.
And
My
Flo,
Yeah.
what do you think
Put in
about
your
what's
own
going
words,
on
you don't
right now?
love your
We're
father.
going to do a pause. Hold on, Flo. We're moving on to Flo. Any thoughts so far?
Are you asking me because you saw the title of my freshly restream stream?
Maybe not.
Well, I don't really have much opinion on the specifics of the Queef Fest, but I do like that it's being a Queef Fest in general.
Yeah, I queefed in Chris's mouth, apparently. I queef farted in his mouth last night.
Men can't queef. Yes, that's not a queef. I don't know what that was.
That's what Chris claimed.
No.
Public safety.
Well, okay.
Maybe I stand corrected. It's 2024. I don't know who can queef and who can't anymore.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of hate in your heart there, Flo.
Here's what I'm going to
In my
say,
heart?
GS. It seems like you have some major issue with Izzy. I don't even know what it is. What's the problem? Because you're using some vitriol towards her, and I don't know her. She seems nice enough. And
I'm talking, Chris. You didn't show up. I was there. Where the hell were you, Chris? How come you were in a whole nother state, Chris? I was exactly where the fuck I said I'd be, squaring up with my chest. You remember? Remember that? Remember you claimed I was going to fight you last night?
I thought Base was asking Izzy a question. And
that's kind of interesting, Chris. But like usual, you're a fucking pussy. Unless I'm a woman, you're not tough at all, are you, Chris?
You're not a woman.
Everyone wants to mess with me. All right, Izzy, I'll answer your question. You asked me to interview, right? Did you not?
Actually, I am no. This is a long time ago.
Okay, so now we're history revisionists. Okay.
That's before you showed your true colors. You're racist.
What are my true colors? You're the coward that ran away from your own country, coward, traitor.
Fine, I'm a coward.
Yeah, you're a traitor. You're a traitor.
Fine. Good.
You came to my country and then shat on a fucking legitimate vet. Congratulations, you're a fucking true hero, Izzy. You're a fucking hero. You're a hero. You fled your country like a fucking coward.
Yeah, correct.
And then you came and shat on a fucking veteran that went overseas and fought. Because you're a fucking hero.
Okay. Thank you for freaking muting his ass. So anyway, I literally showed up with my guys that I've known for over 20 years. I had nothing I didn't even know YouTube can do this stuff. Went to Hippie's house. We were hanging out. Then we appeared and just hung out like what you guys are doing here. A few days later, I'm just doing another interview. Then I get comments from this man and his people and his group, calling me a Muslim bee and a camel jockey. I have the clips of him saying that. I also have the clips of him saying that I am the C word and my husband's blah, blah, blah. My husband's not even on YouTube, mind you. So this is where we're at today. So this man is very intimidated by me for some reason. All I do is just exist, and he gets butthurt. Yeah.
So I'm still not clear on what exactly is happening or going on, but obviously there is some animosity.
I don't. I have no issues with him at all. I feel sorry for him. In fact, I actually worry about his health. So I don't have anything against the dude. I wish that he would seek some sort of medical attention or something.
Well, if that was true, Izzy, then you wouldn't keep doing these digs on him. If that was truly the case, you keep making these digs on him, and you keep digging, and you keep digging, and you keep provoking.
Let me see your face.
I don't need to jump through your hoops either.
Aren't you happy with your husband? Why do you need to see another stranger's face
exactly.
on the internet? Are you trying to wreck somebody else's home?
Come on, stronger, little dude. Let me see your face.
You're a home wrecker, Izzy. You're a home wrecker, man. You wrecked your own home, and now you're coming to my homeland and you're trying to wreck that, traitor.
Oh, really?
Vegas is a coward. He's not going to show his face.
So is this little dude. Yeah.
Todd, Mux wants me to let you know you're welcome to come back if you don't want to talk over everybody. And,
I love Muxter was cracking me up the other day, by the way, and it broke my heart to find out you were saying that stuff about me, Finkel. I mean, all you got to do is apologize. All you'd have to do is heartfelt apologize for what you said to my wife. Understand that you didn't know me in that kind of relationship way, and I would be happy to come back into your orbit, because I really enjoyed my time with you. What's that?
You think I want you in my orbit? You think I want you in my orbit?
All right, so you are exactly what I thought you were. You are exactly what I thought you were. You're a fucking worm, and you're going to go on a hook.
Who's enjoying the entertainment that you provide us.
Well, Finkel is double-minded. He did the same thing with my co-host named Perfect Soulmates. He bought his book, and then a week later he trashed him on his show. He completely did a 180 and flipped on my buddy Perfect Soulmates. You remember that, Finkel? You bought his book and then you flipped on him.
I remember buying the book and I intended to read it, and then
you trashed him online.
I saw that.
Remember that, Finkel?
I trashed him. I trashed him because of the games you and Perfect Soulmates were playing, telling people that you were expecting XYZ to be on a panel, knowing that XYZ, in this case it was the Angry Vet, was nowhere near. In fact, he had an appointment at the VA. And wow, okay, there's just more than one of me in here. And I realized
that actually happened. That's on my live stream tab.
Yeah,
as we speak.
I watched you waiting for the Angry Vet.
No. We actually had this discussion. It's on my live stream tab. Me and Angry Vet, we had a discussion.
Look, we knew where Angry Vet was. You knew where Angry Vet was. Perfect Soulmates knew where Angry Vet was. But you had a live stream pretending like you were waiting for him to join on some kind of scheduled thing. And Todd did the same thing to me a little while ago. That the whole zebra thing. He was acting like I was supposed to meet him. I'm like, these are childish.
Hey, let's
games.
just. I want to respond to that when you're done, Finkel. I want to respond to that when you're done, and I hope you'll actually listen.
And you can respond to it. You're pretending like you've arranged some kind of online debate, and the other person doesn't show up, and you get to pretend like, oh, they disappointed me. They chickened out. They must have better things to do.
You did the same thing to Todd. You did the same thing to Todd.
No. I actually very clearly explained that I had not had a closed loop communication with him, and I didn't expect him to show up. Actually, I was surprised when I saw he showed up when Muxter was hosting.
No, you set up a live stream and you totally took a shit on him when he wasn't there, behind his back.
I've never taken a shit on a human being. I shit in my toilet. I flush the toilet, and I wash my hands. These are words. Words do not hurt. A combat veteran should know that words do not hurt. A pussy like you who pays hookers to chase them with tasers for entertainment, I can understand why words might hurt you.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. But I'm a combat vet. What the hell would I know?
Anyway, you wanted to address something. I'm sorry, it's not my show.
Yeah. So when I at someone, that's an open invitation for them. That's to get their attention, to let them know that I'm about to do content about them. That to me, unless I'm completely misunderstanding YouTube etiquette, is not a closed loop guarantee that you have signed on to come onto my show. There was no figment in my imagination where you were somehow had acquiesced to do that. So maybe it's a misunderstanding on your part. I don't know. It's just a heads up saying, hey, there's going to be content about you.
Standing on my point, when you failed to communicate, Scout, who was supposed to inform the commander, you know what a closed loop communication is.
Yeah, well, when you failed to stop diddling little kids, you PDF file allegedly in Minecraft. I'm sorry, Scout. Right. What are you doing, PDF file?
I'm allegedly a pedophile because I joked about having sex with your wife.
You can't say PDF
is
file.
Your wife of age?
Why are you trying?
Hold on. Pause.
No respect.
Pause. Look, correct. This allegation coming up here, we're going to let old Sarge Finkel answer this allegation. I know nothing about anything to do with this, so the floor is yours, old Sarge.
We kind of gotten back and forth, and I'm not sure which point he wants, but you're correct. I do not respect you. Respect is something that is automatically given, and disrespect is something that's earned. And over the last 3 weeks, you have worked very hard to earn many people's disrespect. We laugh, we joke.
You know what? Suck it up, Buttercup.
suck what up. I'm enjoying it. You're the one that's getting red-faced.
You're an agent of chaos. So I'm going to enjoy it when you're on your knees one way or another, whether it's apologizing to my wife or on your knees for other purposes, dude. You will end up on your knees, buddy. I promise you, you're going to end up on your knees. If you ever get within touching distance of me, dude, you are going to shit yourself. I promise you're going to shit yourself. And I hope you'll get in touch with one of your little fucking subversives, get my address, take a little road trip with your $500,000 in savings and your $100,000 a year money, dude. Come on,
pause.
Some money.
Hey, fucking pause.
Fucking asshole.
All right, so now we're gonna do a little something different. We're gonna do a little bit of merry-go-round here. Izzy, what would you like to see happen with GS or old, this little community that we're speaking of? What would you like to see happen? Everyone's going to get their chance. You first.
With which one?
Well, what would you like to see happen generally?
Well,
with
maybe
GS, with this.
Respectful.
Okay.
He claims to be a Christian or born again or whatever, all that BS that people say. So, and going from like a apology tour and all that stuff and turning the page, and it seems like it's like every other day, follow through, dude, follow through. I think that would probably help you also move forward, and what I like to see is for you just to get some help, so not everything is very personal.
Okay. All right. And we're going to move on to we're going to bring up Vegas VIPs now. What would you like to see happen? Same question.
For them to apologize to Generally Specific. They keep moving the goalposts on his DD214 stuff.
Okay.
And Izzy was a part of the whole show your DD214 or else.
No, I was not. Nice try.
Oh, okay? So you aren't.
I don't care enough.
Okay, that's why you constantly bash him, right?
Oh, well, hold on. So you would like apologies for GS about the DD214? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they should probably just apologize to him and then just be over with it. But they keep wanting they want to move the goalposts so they can make more content about him for more clicks and views.
Okay. And now we're going to move on.
Yeah.
You have something else?
Oh, I just wanted to say that when you go forward with the F3, they're going to try to recruit you to their side and get you to bash GS. So just be mindful of that.
I'm yet to be recruited anywhere. Free fucking agent, $4.99 a month. With that, old Sarge Finkel, what would you like to see happen out of all of this?
I would like to see people who enjoy what they're doing to keep doing what they enjoy, and people who don't like what they're doing stop doing what they don't like doing.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And GS, what would you like to see out of all of this?
World peace.
World peace? All right. I think that's achievable. All right, that was it. That's all you want to see out of everything? I mean, this is your opportunity. You can ask for the moon. I don't know if you'll get it, but... All right, moving on. Flow State, what would you like to see out of all of this?
I would like to see this fight turn physical, preferably a knife fight. I would also like a blowjob and more money.
That was reasonable. Now, that's a reasonable... Dickbag Patrol, how you doing?
Hello.
First-time caller-inner.
Long-time listener.
All right, very good. And what would you like to see happen from all of this?
I'm just a shit talk aficionado. I'm just here to enjoy it. But I just subscribed, so just in case something came up I wanted to respond to, I just thought I'd lurk on panel if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably be pretty quiet.
Okay. And now, Based Oracle, the most important opinion, what do you want to see out of all of this? So I think there is a bunch of, right, and I'm not being too specific here generally, but there's a bunch of ego that is wrapped up within things said perhaps from both sides, and I'm not saying it's the same. I'm not saying anything really. I'm just talking nonsense. But I think that if we could put down the ego a little bit, enough that we don't have to be so vicious, right? Because I'm all for vicious, but that shit ends at a certain point, right? The stream ends. I've had people making day after day of streams based on my streams. You have not seen me react to them. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Bingo. It
doesn't bother me. Their words, whatever. But with that, I do want to go back to one thing here, which is now, GS, look, you brought up a PDF file, and recently I had John Zerka in my sights for continuing to claim that he is a PDF file, and then getting caught with underage minor girls, which made sense because he's been saying that for quite some time. So when I described him as a PDF file, it's based on the fact that he describes himself as a PDF file, and he got caught and admitted to getting caught with underage women or girls, right? 16, 15. So I don't feel like I need to, support that with evidence of any kind, other than what I already did, which was the person admitting it. So with that said, GS, I do think it would be good if you would substantiate that claim that you made, because I'm not for people being called a murderer or a thief or a PDF file or anything else, just shooting from the hip. So is there a reason that you said that, GS?
Are you for people accusing other people of being stolen valor, not combat?
No,
vets, not combat.
I'm not for that either, GS.
So you're going to stand and square up your chest on that, like you're standing and squaring up your chest right now? So here,
well, I have. We talked about that.
Let me answer your query. The answer to your query was, I thought with people like Finkel and Izzy and other less than charitable / acting in good faith gaslighting actors, I thought we were just throwing out spurious accusations with absolutely no fucking proof. I thought that was the fucking game of Monopoly these pricks were playing. So I'm just playing by your fucking rules, Saul Alinsky. Let's get fucking radical. All comments complete.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, you called him a PDF file because he called you stolen valor. Is that it?
All right, I know you're a Marine. I'll talk real slow.
Yeah, you do know I'm a Marine.
I thought we were playing just throw out silly accusations without any purpose or merit to them. I thought that was the game of poker we were playing. So thus I, understanding the rules of not having anything having to need to be substantiated towards me by the people that are spuriously lying, that was the game we were playing. So I did what? Matter of fact, I even made a little video of you, Finkel, and it says parody all over it, doesn't it? Chris Hansen's looking forward to finding you.
So, pause. Facts the madness. What's up, man? It's been a little while.
What's up? How's everybody?
Very good. Very good. We're just having a little bit of friendship time or some shit. I'm not really sure.
I know.
So with that, GS, I do have a bit of an issue with how you laid that out. And this is me personally. Maybe nobody else does. But no, I don't think if somebody, okay, I'm a veteran. If somebody were to accuse me, let's say I go on F3 tomorrow and they say, we think you're stolen valor. You know what I'm going to say? Okay.
You're going to say, so what?
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't, I don't care. If they were like, hey, we need your DD-214. All right, if you can find it, you can have it. Like, I don't care. But I'm also not going to go through any steps or processes to get that, i.e. Just putting it up on my stream, which I could do, because I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. With that said, I do not see those as equivocal things. But I get you. You're saying that you threw it out as a joke. It was a parody. But I'm just saying, I think that is a bit worse. I don't think that's a good thing to call somebody a PDF file. And Flow State, you got oh man.
I got some memberships, not for you. Thank you, Romello, for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm restreaming based oracles, so I owe you a flyover next time on my own stream, but I appreciate the gifted memberships. We're up over 1,000 members now.
I know. Look at you. Ever since I came across you, Flo, things have been looking up.
Well, thank you for bestowing that on me.
Yeah, you are welcome. Sorry. Yeah, go for it, Fax.
I was just going to say, is this maybe an Army or Marine thing with people who've been in or around combat? Because I don't seem to have. I'm similar to you, Base, where if somebody were to say something about my service or DD-214, Chair Force, those kind of things, I think I just wouldn't give a shit. So, where is it an Army thing? Maybe that's for generally.
Nope. I'm married to an Army man. It is not an Army thing.
I'm a veteran of the Navy and the Army, and to get upset about someone denying your service, that's not a thing here. I see it happening, but that doesn't happen with me.
And I mean, on so many levels, your DD-214 is so private. Many people keep it, private. I remember when I first got out, someone said, put this record it with your county recorder. Because it's that important of a document. So it's always been secretly put away. I've only had to reference it so many times, and there are not very many people at all who have any knowledge of my DD-14 in the first place. So that you consider somebody to even question it, I mean, you probably didn't have that information out in the first place, and they're just probably reaching for straws in the first. At the end of the day, that's what they're doing, is reaching for straws, I think.
Can I comment on
Yeah,
that?
go for it. Go for it, Sarge.
I too was advised each of my DD-14s to register with my county documents to make it a public document so that I could access it again if I lose. This is before we had all this automation, but yeah, that's what we used to do, is register with our local counties, and then it's there for us, it's for our potential employers, it's for anybody who wants to access. So
I didn't think of it that way as it being a public record. I just thought I could get a certified copy is what I meant.
Right. Yeah, it does as a backup for you to retrieve it faster, because you don't have to go through. It used to be you had to write to, I can't remember who we had to write to. They're doing it much faster now through an online form, but it used to not be that way.
And Izzy, this the you, Izzy?
It is the me, Izzy.
Well, thank you very much for the super chat. Do appreciate it, and you are welcome. You're always welcome to come up. There's only 2 people banned to date. There's a new ban. We'll get into that later. But with that said, I do like to keep this a very open and communicative forum for people to air their thoughts and grievances and that type of thing. And sometimes we get a little bit, blood sporty. And sometimes we can be calm and rational. It depends a little bit. But with that said, look, GS, you know that, what you said about me earlier is pretty accurate. I'm just saying what I think, what I see. And I do think that affected you more than, forget about me, more than you would like it to affect you when you got into this whole thing about the DD-214. And I think that part of that is the ego investment within your military service, which, again, is important. I'm not saying that anyone shouldn't take, pride or, respect themselves more for going through the trials and tribulations that they have, including the military service. With that said, the most important opinion really should be our own. When we think too much of what other people think, it can feel good, right, if they're saying nice things. But on the other side, when they're saying, mean things or whatever, untrue things, if that's what it is, then that can feel not good, right? But I don't think that's necessarily a good reason to use the PDF file term or make other accusations like that. I also, look, I mean, we got somebody else here. Snafu Snaps.
Get him out of here. He's the king pedophile accuser.
Okay, Snafu Snaps. You got a new seat. What's up, man?
Hey, of course, Flow State says I'm the king.
I don't
you know
share panels with him,
and he supports pedophiles. Flow State on your panel here. So, of all people, I have no issues with anyone on your panel except the guy in the middle who's actively blackmailing women with nude photos and supporting pedophiles online. So I hope you know who the fuck you're bringing on your panel when you bring people like Flow State up here. And we have.
No. When I say pause, you got to pause. So look. You can make an accusation, but we're going to do one at a time. Can you back up any of those?
Let me. No, I can't. Let me hold on. Mute him for a second.
She's terrified of Flow State using her nudes.
Let me explain how it works with him. I don't share panels with him because I don't want to encourage him.
Because you're a pedophile and you threaten women online.
We can talk about him on my panel sometimes.
All right. Look, hold on.
If you keep him up here, you're going to lose me.
Hold on. White Devil Flow. I booted him. Look, Snafu, the reason you're booted right off the rip, I didn't know if you were joking when he first hopped on. The reason you were booted right away is because you're spurging. I don't know if any of these things are true about Flo. I don't believe that they're true, but they could be. But you're definitely not going to hop on my panel and throw out a bunch of random accusations. That's not fucking happening. So, goodbye. You can try again tomorrow. You're not banned for life, but you're banned for today. Moving on.
I want to point out, and I agree with what Flo's saying, and I appreciate what you did for him. I want you to understand what it's like. You got a freaking reputation to protect. And when you got a bunch of spurgs running around talking smack that's not true, maligning your character, ruining your reputation, something you worked very hard to keep and maintain, never been to prison, never been to jail, been with the same woman for 34 years, you never had an issue paying your taxes, pretty much in all the aspects that you want to click a box and tick a box. You're a simple man. You don't pose to be rich, any of these things, and to have people crapping all over your reputation. Now I think you understand, Flo, what it's like. Now maybe you'll get on side with what I went through.
Well, back up. I don't think that was fair. Go on,
that's
Flo.
not fair. Of
course, it's always apples and oranges. You're right.
No. Hold on.
I'm not on your side on this one. You're the one who was calling other people pedos. Yeah, and if I was that concerned, here my approach with Snafu is disincentivization. He gets incentivized by going to other people's panels because he gets attention. He doesn't have any following of his own. Nobody gives a fuck about him. So I disincentivize that by not staying on panels where he is allowed. Now that said, if I were as sensitive as you are, I wouldn't be on YouTube at all.
We're going to do a pause. Richard AT with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Richard. I'm a nobody. Hey, look, I'm a nobody too. But wanted to say this. I don't understand the attitude GS has. Respect is earned and not taken by force, and your service should be a point of pride for you and all service members, your family. Chill. So, look, GS, going back to... Look, you're hopping a little bit. You come at Flo kind of like, do you see what I mean? Look, there's no sides here. I'm not taking a side.
I don't understand.
We're just expressing.
I just agreed with him.
Well,
you just tried to force place me into agreeing with you.
It was sort of a condescending agreement.
You protecting your reputation and how that's important to you.
You just put a whole bunch of words and meaning behind what I did that's not there.
Right. It's a little bit misrepresentative.
All the chaos agents, listen, all right, good. Hey, man, I got a show coming up real soon here. I came in to support you, base. I'm not rage quitting. I'm going to let you know, dude. I'm going to let you know. Keep making content about me. I hope it makes you all a lot of money.
No. It's not. Nobody's fighting you.
I'm moving the fuck on. I'm closing the fucking door behind me. I'm lighting the fucking match. Watch the fucking bridges burn. Good luck getting your own content, folks. I appreciate you. Godspeed.
GS, don't leave. Oh, fuck you.
I want to say, and I've always said, even when I was doing a show with him, that I've never said anything bad about his service. So I thank him and all of you all who have served, including Izzy. For whatever reason, your mission was needed on some level, and you protected and helped a lot of servicemen as well. So what GS said earlier to me is bullshit.
Thank you.
So I want to go back to what, even though GS fucking left, all of a sudden he got a show apparently. But GS
he's been planning that all day. In his defense, he has been planning that all day.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm just saying he left in an instant. He could have pushed his show back. We didn't finish the conversation. But with that said, let's talk about that whole protecting the reputation. I don't think that he accurately represented where Flo was coming from. And before we even got a chance to explain it, he was a bit angry. He'll be better tomorrow, maybe, and come back. But here's where, well, I don't want to speak for Flo, but here's where I'm coming from. It had nothing to do, to me, with protecting Flo's reputation. It had nothing to do with that. It has to do with random spurging bullshit and accusations that are made out of nowhere with nothing to substantiate them, and what seems to be a poisoning of the well. It's very easy for people to take shots and attempt to poison the well. Happens to me all the time. It's fine, but I don't have to tolerate it. And when they're coming on my show, I'm not going to tolerate it, so therefore I didn't. With the whole reputation protection, I understand that, especially in the internet and social credit, whatever, that reputation can be important. To me, it's not. I rather stand on what I'm doing right now, this moment, today, who I am, than whatever people perceive me as. There's a lot of people who are pieces of shit who are perceived very well in the public light. So you could say their reputation is very good, and yet they're pieces of shit in my esteem. So I'm not overly concerned with what the general population, who's largely fucking retarded, thinks of me.
Is that it? That sounded like
he cut off or something.
Was that a question or a comment?
Was that a complete thought? Or
I should have yelled it. Yeah, no, that
was okay. That is funny.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's it's more a tactical move with him, right? He, like I said, he strikes channels. Actually, that's the reason that I quit paneling with him, is because he goes around reporting a bunch of channels all the time. And I think that that's a behavior that everybody on YouTube can agree we don't really want on YouTube. When you come on this shit, you expect people to say trash about you. Like I said, if I was sensitive, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, GS piled a whole bunch of meaning. He piled his own agenda onto my actions. And I didn't appreciate that, especially since he was the one who was basically doing exactly what Snaps just did by calling homie a pedophile.
Yeah.
Sorry, PEF,
so I wanted to, it's all right. My channel's fucked. I wanted to address that with GS here some more, but we didn't, obviously. I don't see those as equivocal. And even if they were, do two wrongs make a right? Oh, they did bad thing, or I perceive they did bad thing, and therefore I'm going to do bad thing to them. What does that ever do? What does that ever accomplish? Ever?
What do you mean by that, though? There were no bad things happening.
Well, that's why I said perceived, right? If this person, if I perceive them as doing bad things to me, now I have the right to do bad things to them. If they called me stolen valor, now I can call them PDF file. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's good, and I think that's asking for a problem.
Well, that's what David Finkel did.
You certainly go ahead, Bibbs.
That's what David Finkel did to GS. He talked about his wife, talked about banging his wife out behind his back. Are you willing to apologize for that, Finkel?
Hey, Vegas, why don't you apologize for the fake accounts that you keep making of me? How about that? And why don't you just go away, go touch the grass, or go water some more dirt or something, for the love of God?
Can I throw in a thought, like not knowing anything about the situation?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think that accusing somebody of something that's a crime and making derogatory statements about somebody's family that are obviously, just derogatory claims, I don't think those are the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. And
they're distinctly different.
And Vegas VIPs. So it sounds like a bunch of things happened that weren't necessarily nice, and I thought we could get into it. I don't want to get into it too much without GS here now, but I realized the conversation he wasn't happy in the moment, and it is what it is. I'm saying what I see. I'm telling it how I see it, and with that could be a good thing for GS. If he says that he wants to know when he makes mistakes so he can rectify them. So if I'm pointing out a mistake, let's say that you're right, Vegas. Let's say that they made more mistakes than GS made. That could be. If that's true, then as they come out, then I would say the same thing to them, right? I'm not holding anyone in some high regard. I'm not sucking the teeth, right? I'm just saying what I see. And it looks like we have MSG retired. How's it going?
Top. Yeah, I'm here. Just making some adjustments on my settings. Good evening.
How you doing?
Good. We'll get to
hey,
chat
Izzy.
tomorrow.
Izzy, I'm just curious. What makes you think it's okay to tell me to go away?
Because you are just so annoying, dude. I mean, read the comments. You're a nobody. Like, just go.
You're a nobody. No one would know who you are if Stonebed didn't bring you on. That's just the reality.
Okay.
I'm a self-made channel myself. I started from zero. You were platformed by Stonebed. So I wouldn't talk if I were you.
Very true. Okay.
Vegas is one of those children who thinks the whole world is YouTube. Izzy is a.
No, actually, I work and I have jobs outside of YouTube.
It doesn't seem
like it.
Part-time gig jobs. I get it. Vegas is a child whose whole world is YouTube. Izzy is new to YouTube.
Weren't you just talking about banging someone else's wife online, and you're saying that, David Finkel? You're not a child yourself, you idiot.
All right,
man,
Izzy
dude,
is new to YouTube.
You're a fucking idiot yourself, dude.
She is an elected official. She has a life. She has a very. Well, I'll let her tell her own story, but she has a very big life outside of YouTube. And her issue with you is putting on sock puppets like
hey, somebody has some background noise. If they can just mute while they're not on. I don't know who that is.
Is it me? Okay.
It's
sorry. I got a little heated there. Izzy comes onto YouTube and she has opinions and she has friends outside of YouTube, and some of her friends overlap between YouTube and outside of YouTube. But my point with Vegas and her suggesting you go away, you could take it however you want, is you are also old Sarge Finkel. You are also Izzy. You are also, I've lost track of how many socks account. And all you do is play these trolling games trying to turn one side against the other for your own little childish entertainment. And whatever anyone thinks about jokes about PDF files or doing each other's wives or whatever, I get it. It's all childish, but you spend an enormous amount of time developing these sock puppets, like the one you've did. People thought they were having conversations with me. I thought I was having conversations with what was her name, News Now Ronnie. Turns out that was you. You admitted it. Of course, you told her something else, but I can go on and on and on. You're a child. We all do childish things, but you are a child.
And so are you, sir. You talked about banging someone else's wife, and you're,
that's fine,
dude. The same thing could be said about you.
Sure, anything can be said about me. What's his name? Todd said that I was a PDF file. At one point, he said it in anger. Another point, he said it in parody. I don't care either way. I guess I'm trying to answer, and I'm getting heated because I have to talk over you, because in your childishness, you don't know how to say something, shut up, listen, and then respond accordingly. You like to talk over people. Part of your childishness. And I'm sure you could say many childish things about me. Yeah, it was very childish for me to make that joke about his wife.
Finkel, you're pushing 60 and you're talking about banging out other people's wives. Dude, you're pushing 60 and you're talking about that stuff. Like, come on.
Viagra before I banged her. It's a fucking joke. It doesn't offend you because it's between Todd, me, and if she wants to get involved, his wife. It's childish humor. I get it. I don't deny it's childish humor. It's the thing is, some of us are enjoying dunking, and some of us are getting really, really pissed off all the time. If you watch that 2 hour and 55 minute stream that he just did, he's red in the face, he's angry, he's yelling, he's shaking his finger at the. He's not having a good time.
And
do something else. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. You're right.
No, you good. And I want to hear from MSG Retired. We have not met before, but I've seen a little bit of you. And how you doing?
I am doing well. Kind of in the midst of all of this shit. I have been threatened to have my brakes beaten off today. Somebody was going to beat the brakes off me. It's just, I don't know. It's insanity. It's insanity. Yeah, my whole spiel, I started this probably right after I retired. I basically, and stolen valor for whatever it is, some people have a problem with it. Some people don't. Some veterans have a problem with it. Some veterans don't. I have a problem with it, but I don't go out and demand people give me their DD-214s. I never have. I never will. I do my own investigations. People will send me an email, and I've outed many guys. I've got quite a few videos, and I've got a drawer full of records that I've requested. I will say, out of all of the ones I've ever done, I've had 2, maybe 3 that were legit. Everything. One of them, man, I was on the fence about this one guy. I was like, yeah, this guy is full of shit. And come to find out, he was a special forces medic. So, I do my due diligence. I know the answers to the questions before they're even asked. So in regards to Kaiser, before I ever even said his name, I had his records right here on my desk. And the reason I went after him is because of all of the claims he was making that didn't make any sense whatsoever. Humvees going 70 miles an hour, getting stopped dead in their tracks by an RPG hit. Yeah, it doesn't happen. And many other things that they just kind of make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems to me usually I've noticed people will talk themselves into or out of continuing the charade. They'll say certain things that don't align, and it's like, oh, right. I ran into this woman a while back who was telling me, it was at an old job I was at, and she was telling me how she was in the Marine Corps, and I could tell right away she was full of shit. She just was. And I asked her exactly what rank she was, and I don't remember. I'm going to mix it up, but it doesn't matter. The point is, she was like, oh, I was a staff sergeant. And I said, oh, is that an E3? And she goes, yeah, E3. And I was like, you're full of shit. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, and Vegas Vips is the one that pointed out at the time mark when that little stretch there where somebody said they were going to beat the brakes off of me. And Vips, I don't get, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said they were going to beat the brakes off of me, I'd have a pile of money just because of my job.
That sounds correct. We should all learn how to love each other, and just to go ahead and quote someone like a Flow State who, he'll often say something like, "You won't do anything about it, but complain on the internet." We should take heed from wise words like that. And this is supposed to be the based Oracle podcast, and I'm just kind of confused because it's not very based to, kind of come on here and, create the Jerry Springer show when, I'm kind of dead now. So, I thought we moved past this, guys, and, you'll never be like me. Okay. And, I also was kind of curious, why are elected officials on panels? That's kind of a strange choice.
Who's the elected official?
I think he's talking about JJ.
Once you become an elected official, do you lose all other aspects of your life?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Well, you could go on panels, but going on panel with a convicted felon with pending felony charges, sentencing for his upcoming felony stuff, and not to mention the Donald Edward Cameron.
Especially when you're in part of the justice system. Not a good look for an elected official who is an elected jailer who's in charge of a correctional facility.
Who are we? I don't even know who we're referring to specifically.
Yeah, this has to do with Kaiser. I don't know if you're aware of him.
Don't know him.
Valor guy, convicted felon, 5 open felonies. He was the sole. He was indicted for a murder that was dismissed without prejudice now.
So he's an elected jailer, which isn't a thing.
He's not. Okay. He has an elected jailer on his YouTube channel.
You mean a sheriff?
No, it's Kentucky has elected jailers. It's not a sheriff like all the rest of the world.
And let me do a pause here for Super Chat. Is this Flo or Izzy?
This is Ike. Thank you for the $50. Where are the white women at? This is a restream, Ike. I appreciate the support, and I'll try to supply some next time.
Supply some? What the fuck?
Well, first of all,
what is this? I'm actually going to get myself out of this if you're going to supply some women.
Well, this lady on the top here is very beautiful. So, I mean, whether she's white or not, I'm
brown.
I have to say you're very beautiful.
I lived in Utah for 30 years. There were a lot of white women.
I don't see color. I'm colorblind. I mean, I talked about it all the time on my show. So, I think we need to move past all that. And,
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I was just kidding.
A beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. I mean, she could be rainbow or chocolate colored or, any of those colors would be fine.
Yeah.
Is GS still in the chat? I saw him say something about his show not starting until 9:30.
Yeah.
Seems like you got a few minutes to jump back up here, buddy. Say hi to MSG.
So, can I say something? And I don't want to stay here long. So Old Sarge and I were actually in Master Sergeant. We were talking earlier. We were watching a video of him totally going off and losing his marbles, and even saying that he would like to take me to didn't he say that put me in a rank and punch me left and right and whatnot, and then also coming after my husband. All of that did happen. This is earlier today. This is a show he did today. So for him then to go on your show and God just came to me, sent me a text message and told me to be a good man all over again, and I'm going to try open a new slate. And I'm not mocking God. Listen, I love God myself, and then for him to say, go back to my country. He fought for my country. I was born and raised in Iraq. He was in Afghanistan, according to him. Those are completely 2 different countries, buddy. They're not even close to each other, but nice try. But again, he also accused me of having an IQ of 70, I guess, or 80 today. Did it go 80 today?
Went up to 80.
Oh yeah, that's true. Went up to 80 today. So this man is what is the word? He's very triggered. So no matter what I watched your show the other day, Base Oracle, and I think you had, what was the man, Unbreakable or Unstoppable or something? The cook?
Untrackable.
Untrackable?
That's it, yeah. And he was literally showing him, listen, those are jokes. This is when you laugh, and this is when you take it seriously. Took him to the water, to the pond, and then he started singing Shakira, Shakira, because he is so... I don't even know the word, like maybe bipolar is one of them. I don't know. I'm not a professional here, so do not take my words seriously. This is YouTube, not real world. Anyway, so those are the things that we were talking about earlier. And then tomorrow he's going to have a tour or an apology, non-apology tour again. And then, ask for forgiveness, from people and whatnot. Things like that. So I'm really concerned about the man. He's very obsessed with Old Sarge and then now, Master Sergeant and Josh, It's really creepy, very creepy. So I thought this is why we're here today. We're going to just talk about that. That's initially why I joined this conversation. But what do I know? My IQ is 70. I don't know.
Hey, Dickbag, you like my T-shirt?
I love it.
Oh, he is in the chat, so don't take this as I'm talking behind his back. I'm taking it that he's sub 70. Today he streamed that she was 80, and then within seconds he said 70, and then he said sub 70. So he can't make up his mind. But part of my issue with him, and I'm enjoying it, is he takes everything as an attack from a group. Josh can say stolen valor, and I can joke about sleeping with his wife, and Izzy can say he's being childish, and he doesn't go for when his response aren't point targets at each of them at what they said. He does a area target, trying to spray us all down with his mental machine gun, thinking we all said the same thing about everything. I think it's just he's not aware of who's saying what and what he's responding.
And we're gonna talk about that here in a second. Richard AT with the $20 super chat. Thank you.
Yay, Rich.
GS, do you think that makes you look? I think tough, talking shit about a woman that did so much for this country.
Probably.
Do you want to? Yeah. So on that note that you were just talking about here, Old Sarge. So something GS and I were discussing the other day, if I recall correctly, is that he has some work to do on controlling his emotions, and I was asking him, how does one work on controlling their emotions? And I think what he had said is, I don't know because I need to work on them. Something like that. I'm not trying to misrepresent, but I think that's what was said. And at that point, I think he was kind of in the joking mood, but I was trying to get at, actually pragmatically, how does one do that? Because I think he is allowing himself, he is enabled, and I'm not saying it's completely within his control, but there is some control that I think he needs to harness in order to be not so affected by what other people say. I've had people do full-on hate streams of me, and then I've gone on their panel the next day. Like, I don't, I'm not too worried about it. I just don't give a fuck. And I realized something also, not to sound too holy here, but I didn't used to not give a fuck. Probably 10 years ago, I would have cared, I don't know if as much as GS, but let's just say on that level, I would have been more affected by it. And I think that there is something missing, something he needs to work on in order to get to that point, if he chooses to. Because I haven't seen a lot of hate on the other side, but to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of the content he has. I know he's asked me to watch a lot. I don't feel like watching content after I get off YouTube for the most part. I'm very selective, so the hate stream stuff, I'm just not that interested in. Even for myself, let alone somebody else, I really don't give a fuck then.
Totally. That's why you should watch. I mean, and I'm not promoting my people here, with the F3 boys. It's literally nothing but joking around, It's nothing serious. It's kind of like, I think they were like joking with Old Sarge earlier, or maybe Master Sergeant earlier, and it's fine. Like I've known those guys for 20 years, and we all joke around. We don't go and cry about it. You know what I mean? And I'm a woman, and I was assigned to these men. I lived with them inside a jail in Iraq. Who cares what people say? It doesn't matter if you know what you've done. Literally, who cares, right? Back to your point.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. And I don't know. I just find it really funny that he gets so triggered, but then lashes out and he's like, oh yeah, God told me today I'm not going to cuss anymore. And then then 2 minutes later, he'll get on his whatever and then start calling me the C word.
Right. Now look, I never take cheap shots. I don't joke. I was born without a sense of humor. So I don't completely align with where, a lot of you are coming from. But if I did have a sense of humor, I would think that I just wouldn't take things so seriously. And I know that people do. I've had some people in this space, write me paragraphs. I mean, when you get a text message and it's like paragraphs long, and I'm talking about other content creators.
Like 10 text comes in.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't even want to read this now. It's too long to even want to read. Because I know it's going to be overly emotional if you needed that many fucking words to say whatever you had to say. And again, I'm talking about other content creators. I'm not one. Yeah, I know. Some that you know, by the way, Flo. But no, I'm not going to throw that out here. I'm not one to put up, private conversations or, text messages. It's just really not how I roll. But occasionally somebody will release one, as what happened recently with Andrew Wilson. So, I went and released all of them regarding this conversation, because I was pressed for it. Andrew Wilson said that you quit the debate, and he showed one of the text messages, so I went and showed all of them and said, really? He blocked me. How did I not... Anyways, I digress.
Oh, Richard's on fire.
Hey, Based, can I ask... Based Oracle, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
So, would you ever force somebody to produce their DD214 if they didn't want to?
No, I would not. However, I don't know that anyone can force anyone to do anything. And welcome, Primal Studies. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? It's been a while.
It has.
Yeah, keep going. I don't want to.
Oh, and you got the pup with you. All right, good company.
There'll be all sorts of dogs, I'm sure, wandering around in the background.
And Flo, you got a gifted 5. Well, I'll let you do it.
Let me see that. There's another. Oh, and I missed Don't Judge Me earlier. Thank you for 7 months of membership if you're still down there. Steve, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm doing a restream, but next time I do one on mine, I've got you and Romello have flyovers coming.
Very good. And we got one more here. Richard AT with the $10 super chat. Thank you. Sorry about the misspell. Sub 70 IQ. You know what I mean. Yeah, I think he was in the chat and clarified that too, that it was something about 70,
Okay, but I have to ask, to what standards though? Again, are those international standards, American standards, or Iraqi standards? What are we talking about?
The IQ?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Japanese people are smart ass people.
Or Kentucky, his little town, or what?
I think it's metric standards.
Valid point for sure.
Just saying.
And Bill Hicks saying that I have been caught out in lies before. I digress. So I'm very angry and rageful about your comment, and I already forgot about it. Moving on.
Hey, Based, GS is going live with JJ. Keep up the chiseled jawline, my man. Thanks for having me up.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Peace out.
So, Primal, I don't know how much you were watching of this so far, but you got any takes or thoughts? We're talking about burning bridges and mending bridges, although the mending's not going so well so far.
Yeah, I mean, just on the whole concept of itself, I've kind of been in the periphery for some of this and caught a little bit of this and that, but I don't know, man. I think some people just take YouTube really, really, really serious and really hard sometimes. I think that's what it comes down to. And if it's going to get you that spun up, then maybe take a step back from it. That's generally kind of what I see, and that applies for a lot of people. I see people, not even just with this situation, but I had somebody leave a comment on a stream I did a month ago that was saying something about, well, this person just did this, and it's on a stream from a month ago, and they're commenting on it. It just makes no sense to me. It's almost like some people are just really hyper fixated on this space for whatever reason it is, and it's like they have this hyper fixation. They can't do anything else, and they have to just go in and in and in on it. And I see sometimes people need to like take a break. Sometimes I see people streaming, 9 times a week, 10 times a week, and it kind of just blows my mind when I see that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, Primal. And I've noticed even in myself sometimes it's like, man, I need to get the fuck off of here. Like, I need to get away from these fucking people. All of you.
I mean, it's great to have good conversations and have fun, but if you're starting to get mad, and it's starting to like, you're thinking about it when you go to bed that night, or you're thinking about it the first thing in the morning,
that's right.
That's a point to like take a step back further.
Exactly. Right. And that's the thing, right? I have not had one night that I haven't slept like a fucking baby. Regardless of what's said about me or done or multiple streams and this, that, whatever, I sleep like a baby.
Is it because you're an alcoholic?
Wait a second, though. Babies don't sleep really well at night. I don't know what you're talking about. They wake up.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of me. That's the Marine Corps in me. But yeah, no, I'm with you. So, like you're saying, though, Primal, if it's affecting you so much that you are thinking about it before bed or when you get up, then you have a problem. And the problem is not the people coming at you, although you may view that as the problem. That's just the problem that you want to associate. The real problem is how you're internalizing what strangers say.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I mean, do we really know any of these people online? Like, what is their... Like, everywhere you go, I don't know about anybody else here, but don't you think that somebody's going to not like you just because they don't like you for whatever reason? Do you expect everybody in the world just to like you or agree with you? If you do, then I'm sorry, I got a bridge to sell you somewhere. But if you go enough places, somebody's not going to like you, and that's okay. That's just the game.
Yeah, I think
you don't necessarily have the ability to quote unquote block that individual other than walking away and not engaging them, right? But online we have so many liberties that we're capable of doing to people because they disagree with us or they're opposed to the types of things that we are thinking about.
That's true. Right? You do have control. We don't have control over all things, but what you do have in your control, you can utilize. So if somebody truly is bothering you, then you can fucking ignore them, you can block them, you can do whatever you need to do to get them out of your head. And it looks like we got another Flo. Damn, Flo, on my stream? How could you do this?
I appreciate it. I owed you some from yesterday.
I know you did.
Thank you, Harmon, for bringing me back over 1,000. Last night, Chuck was very generous, and he pushed me over 1,000 members. And then over the next few hours, some of the existing ones expired, so I'd fallen right below, and I was at 999 before I put out the call for help. So thank you, Harmon. I need to make a list of people.
Look at that. The guy with more members than I have subscribers. Look at that.
Hey, gang. I just want to thank you for your hospitality. Nice to meet all the new faces. And good to see you, MSG, Finkel, and Izzy. And hope to see you around. Appreciate you having me up.
Yeah. Thanks for hopping up, Dickbag.
You all have a great evening.
That is his name. That's his name.
Dickbag Patrol. I got your T-shirt on. It says DP Breaks, though.
I still laugh every time I see it, though.
Well, be careful you don't get them breaks beaten off of you, Master Sergeant.
Yeah, I know. But this is one of my race. This is one of my race sponsors. So if you ride a motorcycle, DP Breaks.
Love it. All right, guys.
All right.
See you. Thanks.
You have a good one, Dickbag.
All the exits are going based. I'm going to hop because I got to hop in the shower and do that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to come up, say hi, let you know, still watching.
Cool, man. Yeah, glad to have you up as always. And we got to have some conversation someday, Primal. Yeah, man. Because I know there's some things we're going to get into at some point in a good way.
Yeah, no, we'll have to we'll have to plan out a thing at some point.
Okay, cool, man. We'll do the rubber ducky stream or whatever.
Sounds good. Yeah, I got too many of them. They just run all over the place. I got 3 of them in here somewhere.
Cool.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, man. Have a good one. And
I was really hoping.
I think he was getting his shower right then.
Yeah, that could be.
For sure.
So let me ask a question. How many people here are veterans? Izzy, you count because you've been around us way too much.
Thank you.
I think... Well,
I'm just a veteran of these streets.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. What was the question?
I was just curious how many people on here are veterans.
Well, me, you, Fax.
Okay. So when I say this, when and Izzy already knows. I've said this before. In the military, every unit you've ever been to, you've always heard mention of that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You've always got that one fucking guy. Pardon my French.
No, you're good.
He's always the one that asks the question when everybody's getting ready to get out the door.
Right.
He's always the one that's got the better idea on how to do something, even though it's not what they want done or whatever. Yeah. And basically, in regards to GS, I got brought into this because I made a comment on one of his videos about all the people he had commenting on that video saying it's illegal to get a copy of someone's DD-214. It was worded in normal English language. However, he went on a freaking tangent saying that I was attacking him and his service. And I went on a live stream, on his live stream, and tried to explain it to him. Unfortunately, he is that guy. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say.
You're spot on.
Yeah, our guy. He is that guy. There's something that's not his comprehension or his understanding of what you say or what you write. Everything seems to, he kind of twists it to where it's like an attack on him. Because
I do think he can be a bit defensive, to your point.
A bit,
and
a bit,
a lot of bit,
tiny bit.
Well, and perhaps he is working on it. I'm still more than willing to have GS on stream as well as everyone else here. I think that GS has been working on himself to a degree, and we'll see how things go. Things do take time, and if he ends up feeling less bad about other people's comments over time, then I think he'll be on a good track. I think that will be a good thing. If he doesn't, then that's on him.
He should have gotten this help a long time ago when he was still in the military. Somebody in his senior leadership should have seen this and addressed it and got him some counseling or whatever. I've got a guy that made a comment who was stationed with him at Fort Polk and said, yep, he is that guy. So I guess his arrogance from back then, precedes him.
But aren't you scared though? He's going to beat you?
I'm not. Like I said, Izzy, I'm
just kidding.
I've been in the Army. I was an MP. I've been a police officer for almost 10 years. Came off the road last October due to Massachusetts, the communist wealth of Massachusetts, having an age discrimination issue. Now I'm semi-retired, but if I had, like I said, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said they were going to beat my ass, I'd have an awful lot of nickels.
I love when people do it in person. That I actually prefer.
I love it.
Doesn't happen often, but when it happens, I'm down. So we're going to do...
Go ahead.
What's that, Izzy?
He did claim that because he mentioned Old Sarge earlier and how he is 6'2", and he said he has beat a ton of 6'2" guys in his past or something. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah.
And basically, he said everyone that he's had to deal with has been taller than him. I don't know how tall he is, but apparently he's short. But
yeah.
How are you going to say
he's 5'7"? I mean, I'm 5'7". I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, is GS 5'7"? I thought he was taller. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Facts. We're going to do closing statements now. I always wrap up around 2 hours. And we're about there. So thanks for coming on tonight, Facts. You got any final thoughts? Any plugs you want to do? Any random spurging? Whatever you want, now's the time.
Well, Facts with Fact of Madness is on Tuesday still. It's no longer he and I. And we've had many conversations. I think you may be aware of that. And there are glimpses of times where you hear that he concedes that he needs to work on some things, and then you have a very huge swing. I just hope and pray, that he gets to the point where, to your point, that he just figures out that he doesn't have to be affected by so many things as much, and then I think everything will be okay. The community deserves all of us being aware that it's probably bigger than us, and our own little egos, so to speak, don't have to always influence the things that we say and do.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will do. Let's do Old Sarge next.
All right. These are closing thoughts.
Yep. Closing thoughts, statements. If you have anything you want to plug, whatever.
Okay, I'll plug Base Oracle. Great show. Master Sergeant Retired Thursdays. Great show. Fact of Madness. I don't know your schedule, but great show. Did a great Juneteenth. Was it yesterday or day before yesterday?
It was the day before the.
Yeah, Izzy's starting the show. I think she's going to host me.
Tomorrow.
And I imagine it's going to be a great show. I haven't seen. I thought it was White Devils Flow State on YouTube. I haven't seen your show yet. If you have a show, but I'll try to check it out. It's Flow State?
Yeah, I've got that handle, so you can put that the @Flow State behind YouTube.com, or I'll put a link in the back chat for you.
All right, and thank you for the outro, Flo. Moving on to it. You got any final thoughts here?
That was actually going to be my primary final thoughts. Thank you to everybody who contributed this stream, including the ones who contributed to Based, but especially the ones who didn't contribute to Based.
Especially. And are you streaming in a little bit here?
I don't have anything set up right now, but I'm sure I'll have something going on tonight in a little bit.
Cool. Does anyone here have something that's coming on in a bit?
I do.
We have a show tomorrow.
Okay. The reason I was asking, I was going to do a redirect in the YouTube chat. But all good. You got a little outro. Any final thoughts here, Izzy?
No, honestly, I mean, if we're sticking on the topic that we kind of came, originally for, I just wish him, the best, and I hope he gets well. And let's leave my husband out of it because he's not even on YouTube, and that's really, I don't know what else. I mean, he had a whole episode about me. I don't know. Again, I was just a bystander and started getting his, some of his shots at Josh, and I somehow got injured with some of them. So, but I'm not, again, I'm not really new to getting shot at, so it's all good.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, thanks all for coming on tonight. It was great having me as the host. Did
you have MSG Retired say something?
Oh, no, I don't know if I did.
No, he didn't. He was just going to throw me to the curb. That's only because I'm going to be his host tomorrow morning.
I was setting you up for
at ease. He put you at ease without even saying it.
Yeah.
As you were.
Freaking in the closet.
You know what it was? I started saying that when you were on, so I thought I'd gone through you. But yeah, plug or any final thoughts, anything you want to plug, MSG?
Yeah, well, like I said, I just came up. I wanted to get a feel for it. We had never met or talked, so this was kind of cool to come up here and meet you, chat with you a little bit, see what you're all about. Fink, I know him. Izzy, I know her. Flow State, nice to meet you.
You too.
Checking out your channel. And Fact the Madness, I will definitely check out your channel. I support as many veterans as I possibly can. In regards to the reasoning for tonight, I don't know. I'm just waiting to get the brakes beat off of me. That's all.
Nice. So look, I get it that GS
by the way, let me just say this.
Yeah.
I'm 65 years old.
Oh.
I go to the gym 3 days a week. I road race motorcycles 1 or 2 weekends a month. Last year, I had a really bad crash down in Georgia and fractured 3 vertebrae in my back, compressed fractured 2 other ones, along with some ribs, and I was back out racing 2 months after that. So I may be old, but, I'm durable.
Good. So I get it that probably Todd is a little bit, GS, a little bit salty. So we're going to end things on a good note for GS here. And
yeah, there's Based. Our Based is in the house. Good to see you. I'm glad you're. I saw your live, man. I have to tell you, Based. It was hard for me to not want to click on and get into it, brother. For being a bit my junior, as it were. You got some wisdom, man. And the more I listen